What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of CCT, and I'm gonna try to do these in the morning daily. Just run through one of the easy problems. Stay in the zone, you know. All right, so let's do. I don't know, I haven't done these in a while, but I have done them, as you can see. Valid parentheses. So given a string containing just these characters, okay, fine. Determine if it's valid. Alright, let's open up the board. Okay, what color should we use today? Let's use... I like this color. Okay. So, first thing to think about is let me just switch the order of these. Is what makes a parentheses valid. So open brackets must be closed by the same brackets. Open brackets must be closed in the correct order, right? So these are true, this is true, this is false. So my first idea is that you definitely have to have the same amount of each type of brace or its counterpart. So if you have like two of these, you at some point need two of these. If you have two of these, you at some point need two of these. But it's not that simple. You can't just count those, because what about if I have one of these and one of these? Right, this is not valid anymore because let's try to articulate this, because this is important. So why is this not valid? Because you guys started first, so you need to end last. I think that's a good way of putting it. The first thing that starts, the first opening, whatever is opening inside of here, so like this part, these are all opening stuff. This guy needs to be ending after the end of all of those. Okay. So what goes on most recently, so if we're like going through this, you got opening that, opening that, opening that, opening that. It's this, it's the most recent one that we went through that we need to see being closed first. So this kind of makes me think of a stack, you know? Like what if we have this stack here? Remember, stack is most recent is at the top, so the most recent one. Oh shoot, I forgot to save that color. Oh well. Okay, so let's say you first put in that opening parenthesis, so that's now here. Then you put in another opening parenthesis. Then you put in an opening bracket. And so how I'm going to use this is kind of like, this is the order in which I need to see the closing stuff, right? I need, if like all I had was this on this side and then it started to be closing stuff, then the first closing thing I need is the counterpart to the top of the stack. And once I find that one, then I need to have the next parts. Well, I don't need to, but what I mean is that if it's a closing one, it needs to be this closing. It can open again, right? We could have another one of these, and then maybe we put that on there, and again we're looking for that's counterpart. So the stack is going to be holding the opening stuff, And the closing stuff, well, we need to make sure that whenever it's closing the thing that's on the top of the stack, the most recently opened parenthesis. And once we find its counterpart, then we pop it off. And look, we're back to this opening parenthesis. We need to find that open parenthesis counterpart, which is, and if it's, for example, here, if this is the next one, we know that's a closing brace, but we know the only closing brace that will work here is the closing parenthesis. So since those don't match, we know this is false. This is not valid. Okay, so I think that's a pretty sound way to do it. Let's get to the coding part. Okay, so let's make a stack out of characters, and let's call it openings, right? Because it's our openings. I don't want to do all these cases. There's so many cases. It's just going to make the code messy, not necessarily slow. So like, first of all, should I make a quick function for if it's an opening? Yeah, let's make two things out here. Let's make this map from character to character, and I hope I'm defining this correctly. Let's call this just M, and we'll do this maps to this, and this is just so that like it really cleans up the code. It's really not that much space at all, so because it's like just constant space, and that can map to that. Okay, nice. Whoops. And then opening. Yeah, so I'm debating if I should make a function if, well, nah, okay. Let's just go through it. So for int I equals 0, I is less than s dot length, I plus plus. So simple for loop through the string. So if s at I, oh yeah, this is going to be a lot. Because I have to say if it equals that, or it equals that, or it equals that, then we know it's an opening, right? So then we do openings dot, is it push s at I. I think it's push. Not 100% sure on that. Okay, else, then we know it's a closing. Okay, so that's we don't need a function if that's it. So the closing is going to be else. So if m, so this is the closing that it should be, or sorry, we need the top of the stack. So stack, what did I call that stack? Oh yeah, openings. So at dot top. Okay, so if the closing of that equals what s of I is, then we're all good. Let's just do openings dot pop. Else, if it's not the closing one, so if it's not, like if we're waiting for a closing bracket of this and we get something else, a different closing one, then at that point we can safely return false. Okay, And if you get through the whole thing, and we need to make sure, of course, that the stack is empty at the end, right? So if we made it through, great. So actually, we could just do return openings.empty. So if it's empty, it'll return true. If it's not, it'll return false. So that's just a little cute way to end it off. Okay, let's think of edge cases now. What if the string is empty? If the string is empty, then it just won't go through here, and it will return true, which is, yeah, that's true. An empty string is valid. I'm only worried about this top and pop, so let's just run it. Okay, and also the dictionary. Expected. Okay. Making a map in C++. Let's go through this quickly. So map. God, it's so easy in Python to do this stuff. And like I want to initialize it. Oh, I see. You need this around it. Why does C++ make things so ugly sometimes? Like, I just find that so unnecessary. And then these commas can go out here. Oh wow, doesn't that look so much nicer? And it's still wrong. What do you want from me? Oh, it's commas here. And then also commas in between. Okay. Comma, comma, comma. That was the case they gave me. Okay. Let's just try like this. And maybe this. And that. That's a decent case. If I get that right, I think I'd be satisfied for the regulars. For evaluating that it's true. But now let's try with that. Because I am ending it early, so it's gonna... No, but it's not the next one on the stack. It's looking... At this point, it's looking for this closing brace. So I think it should return false. Okay. Let's see it. Oh no, we forgot about something. Okay, so wait, you can't do top? Okay, so at this point, if I don't think you could get the top if it's empty. So if openings is empty and you're looking for a close brace, then we could just return false. Ooh, nice. 0 milliseconds. Wow. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed this. See how I thought through this. I really haven't thought about this one since 8 months ago. So yeah, I definitely forgot about this. I'm going to try to swing back to easy ones in the morning. You know, unscripted, unedited. You get to see exactly how I think. As for future videos, if you have any suggestions, please feel free to leave that in the comments, and I will definitely do that. Alright, I'll see you guys.